Hello everyone. This will be our first class to learn about Photoshop. So if you are at home, you need to go adobe.com and start install this Photoshop software. And if you are computer lab, you can start the Photoshop file. So before we learn about this Photoshop tools, I want you to go to the Canvas site and then saved those five files under the intro module. Okay, practice 1 through 5. So after you download it, come back to the Photoshop, and I want you to create a new. So we will learn about how to manage the work area and move tool, selection tool, layers, and crop, eyedropper, and history options. And if you are new to the Photoshop, don't worry about remembering all these tools after you learn. You just try to follow, and because we are going to repeat so many times, you will, eventually very familiar with those tools. So don't worry about, just try to follow. Okay, so after you click new, some of you do not have the same options as I have here. So, because we are used to using the inches versus pixel or millimeters, let's use inches so you can kind of identify the measurement easily. So let's put the 8.5 here as a width and then 11 as a height. And then we will actually keep the 300 resolution because if you are putting the 75 resolution here, then it will be very low quality. It might be okay for the uploaded for your website, but if you are printing and if you want to have a higher quality, 300 resolution is recommended. And do not worry about changing the color mode here. And if you are not having the RGB color, make sure you put the RGB color here. And then background contents as white. And then let's click the create. So because I'm using a PC, the fonts, like the feature looks a little bit different than yours if you're using Mac. But don't worry about, they are all same. And also, if you don't have the this feature on your right side or the left side, or if they are different than mine, don't worry about again. We will talk about how to get these options for your screen, like a work area. Okay, so now you have the white screen like this. So if you wanted to zoom in and zoom out, you can go to view and then zoom in and then go to view again to zoom out. But for the fast process, I will use actually keyboard to use the shortcut key. Okay, so if you are using Mac, that's going to be the command key on your keyboard. So you will hold the key and then plus sign, plus keyboard. And then zoom out, command key, hold the command key, and then push the minus key on your keyboard, okay? So zoom in is command plus, zoom out is command minus. If you are using the PC, that's going to be a control key plus, control key minus, okay? So after you kind of practice the zoom in and zoom out, let's open those 5 files that you downloaded from the Canvas. So maybe go to the folder. And then actually you can open several images together at the same time. So what I did is I used hold the shift key and then click 1 and then click the 5 and then you can click the 5 images together. So now it's opening. I think. File. Yeah, it took a while. I don't know. So now you have this your original document and then practice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I told you about, how to manage this work area. So, I mean, some of you may prefer using this way, but personally, I like kind of having docking, floating window like that. So drag drop. So now I have these images kind of floating like that. And then once I use for the original document, I will actually close this, okay? So the first tool that you're gonna learn is going to be the move tool, okay? So what we're gonna practice is we're gonna actually move this image to the new file. So we can kind of make a color board. So select the move tool, okay, move tool, and then click the image. And once you see this plus sign, you can drop. Okay. And then once I moved, I will actually close. So you may repeat until you finished all of 5. And don't worry about the location. And then I will. Okay. So now I have all 5 images here. And we're gonna actually talk about the layers right now. So if you don't see these layers options, actually I'm going to make it float here. Layers option, go to window and then select layers. Then you will get this, okay? So if you accidentally close somehow this option, go to window again and then select layers, okay? So there's a small kind of the preview here. What layers has what images, okay? So whenever you add a new images, which means it created layers, okay? So to know which one is which, actually you can click this you know, uh, icons to know which one is which. Okay, so this one is this. So let's place this one maybe around this corner. Okay, somehow my computer stopped. So where's my layers? Okay, I will bring here. So if you wanted to merge this one here, you can merge here. And if you wanted to have a separate, like flooding window, you can kind of make it flooded too. Flooded too. Okay, so actually we're gonna learn another tool here. So it's the free transformation. So we will, this one is this. Okay, so layer 1. So go to the edit and then do you see the free transformation, which is Command T in the Mac and then Control T as a, in the PC. So Control T and then you can actually make it bigger. It will look blurry while you are moving around, but once you hit the enter, you will get the clear images again. Okay, so I will kind of make it large here and then hit the enter. And then I will select this layer to see what this is. And then I will move here. And then I will move this one and then go to the edit again, free transformation. And then we'll make it a little bit bigger. And then once I select the size, hit the enter key. And like this one, and control key. Like this. Okay. Enter. So now I want this one. Edit. Free transformation. And then I try to match. Like that. Enter. So some of you may not have the same order because depends on how you when you put mood, you know. So you can actually change the layer location. Do you see? Like here, depends on the I change the location, it kind of hide. So you can actually rearrange your layer here by moving around to, you know, arrangement. Okay. So we talk about the how to get your work area, zoom in, control key, control plus, control minus, and then open, and then use move tool to move, and then go to edit transform, free transform to move, change the size. Okay. So at this moment, actually, I'm going to save this file. So one thing that I realize is from you is you guys don't save that much, and then at some point, you know, your computer crashed and you lost everything. So let's save. Let's go to file and then save. And then I will save to the collarbone practice 1. So this is going to be what you need to submit as one of the files for today. And then make sure your file format is Photoshop PSD, okay? Otherwise, you cannot revise images that you work on today, okay? So if you change this Photoshop file, Photoshop format to JPEG or other, format, then you will actually lose all the layers here, so you cannot really modify in the future. So make sure you save to the Photoshop. Okay, so I saved that one. So next tool that I'm going to show you is going to be the selection tool. So under the selection tool, do you see little very tiny triangle around the corner? Actually, that means there's more than one tool is hide behind that tool. So we're gonna actually select the rectangular marquee tool, which is one of the selection tools that we're gonna talk about. Okay. So if you want, you can try like elliptical marquee tool for the your own practice. But for this practice, we're gonna use a rectangular marquee tool. So I will select. And if you wanted to make a square, you can hold your shift key. If you hold your shift key, then it will make a really square. But if you just hold your shift key, then you can make a rectangular. Okay, so we hold the shift key to make a square. Okay, so next tool that we're gonna use is eyedropper. Where is it? Here. So this is eyedropper tool. Okay. So what we are going to is we actually gonna select the colors from the images. Okay. So it doesn't need to be the same exact color that I'm selecting. It's up to you. Okay. So actually I will select the blue. So once you click the different colors, do you see here? You see your options from this here. Okay, so I will select one blue, and then after you like this color, you will use paint bucket. So paint bucket. So if you don't see the paint bucket, it is hidden behind the gradient tool, like mine. So go to the gradient tool and then click triangle here and then select the paint bucket. And then make sure you have the background layer selected and then click. Okay. Once you feel the color and you like, and then we're gonna create another color one. So select the move tool here, and then you can actually move the selection to select square directly with the mouse, or if you want to keep the same line, actually you can use your keyboard arrow key to move. So I will use actually my arrow key. Okay, then I will select my second color. Again, go to the eyedropper, and this time I will pick the orange. Okay, so once you like this orange, select the paint bucket, and then make sure your background layer is selected, and this. Okay, and then select selection tool again. Okay, selection tool again, and then pick the eyedropper again. This time I will pick the green. Oh, why it's not picking? I think somehow it's because I'm using the cloud at home. I think it's a little slow now today. Eyedropper, click, and then paint bucket, and then move tool again, and move, and then with the eyedropper, maybe brown, and then paint bucket, and then move tool, and then move. Okay, and then paint bucket. Before paint bucket, I will select eyedropper and then pink. And then with paint bucket, select. So once you are done, which is important here, okay? So once you're here done, if you wanted to do unselect, like deselect, you can go to select, and then you go to select, and then you can do the deselect. Or as a shortcut, it's command key, and then D, Control D or Command D. Okay, Command D. So it's a deselect. Okay. So this is what you're gonna do as your today's practice. So go to I will save now, and then this is what you are going to submit as a one of five. So second file is going to be so file and then new, and then same format 8.5 and 11 300 resolution, and then click create. Okay, and make sure you save this one as color board practice 2. So you will need to submit 2 files. Okay, one is just like this one, and then one that you will actually recreate. Okay, so 2 images. I want you to go maybe Google or Instagram or like whatever you like to use, and then type maybe summer resorts, or if you wanted to do some kind of the winter mood board, winter ski, something, and then you can kind of download the images, save images, and then you save. Okay, so for the second mood board that you're gonna work on, you can use any images, but what you have to do is you have to use 5 images, and then you have to have 5 images, and then 5 different color swatches should be there, and that is it. So while you are doing those kind of practices, making your own color board, you will practice how to save images from the search engine, and then how to use, after open those files, you need to use move tool to move, and then you will need to use go to edit, and then transform, and then free transform, and then adjust the sizes, okay, by layer options, okay. And then with the selection tool, for your own color board, you may, if you want to, you can use the elliptical marker tool to make a circle, circle swatches, okay. And then if you wanted to do deselect, it's going to be a deselect or command D, okay. So you will make your own version of the color board second image, second board, okay? Color your own second color boards. And the thing that we didn't talk about yet is history. So one of the nice thing in the Photoshop is it has the Photoshop option. So if you go to the window, then you will click, if you click the history, you will get the history options. So somehow, if we wanted to go certain, step, if we wanted to go back certain steps, you can actually go back to the previous step to kind of restart your design process. So that's going to be a history. Okay, so somehow, if you don't have that window option, you can go to always window and select history, and then you can kind of make it together like here. So layers and history. So if you wanted to go back, you may go back to the certain point. But one thing that you need to remember is once you do something else here, the next step will be deleted, okay? I don't want that, so I will do this way, okay? And then we talk about the work area, move tool, selection tool, layers, and then eyedropper and paint bucket actually, and then history. So another thing that I didn't talk about is the crop tool. So after you open, I may open the same file that I opened, for example, like this one. So where does it go? Okay, here. You may want to use just some part of, images. So before you move, actually you can crop. So this is a crop tool. And then you can actually crop. And then you select the crop here. Then, you will crop the images. And then with the move tool, you can move to the images. Sorry. So history options. Actually, it's great that I can show you history options here. So with move tool, you can move two images. So the cropped images was moved. And then in the history option, I select this one. Actually, if I go back one step, it will be removed. So history option is great if we wanted to go back to the certain step. And then crop tool is going to be, if we wanted to cut out certain part, you can do that. Okay. So again, we use the move tool, selection tool, eyedropper, and then paint bucket today to make a collarbone. Okay, so this is the one that you need to submit as a proof of the following the step. And then you will create your own colorboard by downloading 5 more images and then selecting 5 color swatches to create your own colorboard here. So that's all for today. And then we will learn more about the Photoshop in next class. And again, I will be, here for entire class. So if you have any questions, click the Zoom and then ask questions through Zoom.